Everybody knows that this year has been a cold winter. Historically, not necessarily a record breaker, but compared to the last 10, 15 years, one of the coldest winters we've had in a long time. And it's evident by a couple of things we're hearing a lot about in the news. I want to start with something that's been a little bit more recent development and is affecting people right here in Detroit Lakes. And that is, starting about a week ago, the wastewater management department here in town started to get a lot of reports of people having their water mains and their water lines freezing. Now, this is happening pretty much anywhere where you've cleared away snow, such as if you have a driveway, if your water lines run under there, cleared away snow, the frost is getting very deep in there. City streets itself, it's happening there. Also, people's maybe septic systems and other piping in their yards where the wind has blown away a lot of the snow, leaving it very thinly covered. We're seeing frost depths of 5 to 6 feet below the surface in areas here in the Lakes area. And in Detroit Lakes, the wastewater department's getting calls from businesses and homes and in neighborhoods where they've never had a problem with lines freezing before. So the city is encouraging everybody, every homeowner, every business owner, to check their water temperature. Turn on your tap, let it flow, about a pencil stream amount. Take your little, thermometer, same kind you'd use if you're fighting a cold and getting sick, and stick that bad boy in the tap. If it's 40 degrees or lower, you may want to keep your water running all the time. Overnight, it doesn't matter. The reason you want to do this is you want to prevent these lines from freezing up. At the time we're recording this right now, over 24 homes in the Lakes area in the last few days have reported that their water lines have frozen up. Several of them, it's going to be a major issue to get them unthawed. Many of them might not be till the spring, and there's a whole bunch of other problems that occur after that. So I implore you to really check your water temperature. The other reason that you can tell it's been an especially cold winter, the propane shortage. My goodness, we've been hearing about this for a few weeks. Now, a lot of people might have heard the reasons. The perfect storm scenario, they're calling it. A very wet fall, lots of propane used to dry out the grains, the crops, etc. that farmers needed, followed very quickly by a very, very cold winter and high demand for the use of propane. This also coincided at a time when a key pipeline, which actually brings 40% of the propane gas used here in the state of Minnesota from Canada, was shut down. This feeds the stations in Mentor, which is the one closest to us here in the Lakes area, and Benson. Basically, all of western Minnesota gets their propane, from this pipeline at one of these two locations. That pipeline was shut down for maintenance work, and it's never been restarted. And the sad part is, it sounds like the plans are they're not going to restart it, because that pipeline next year is going to be reversed to be used for oil that's coming from the Bakken Shale. Now, the reality is that's just one of the reasons that here in Minnesota we've seen the price spike and we've seen the demand go up. There's a few other factors too. Some people are concerned about price gouging, etc. I guess I can't speak to that because I know what suppliers are buying it for and I know what they're selling it for, and they're making just that small percentage. It's very similar to gas stations. When the price of gas goes up, they still make their 2 cents to a nickel per gallon. Whether you pay $2 or $10 a gallon, they're still going to make their cut. So the price of gas really affects us. It doesn't really affect the distributors as deeply, although transportation costs and the phone calls and headaches obviously do. So we don't know if this propane shortage problem is going to persist beyond this year. The prices started to come down. There's some government action coming in when it comes to shipping and transporting it that should help ease it. But the point is, it's a time to conserve. Put on a sweater. Dial back the thermostat as much as you can. This cold weather is back. A lot of people might think the last 10, 15 years has become the norm. This winter should be a reminder. We still live in northern Minnesota, and it still gets gosh darn cold.